Hello and welcome back to Pokemon Emerald. In the last part, I rambled and basically was defeating Team Magma as best as I could, which is what we're going to do now. So in this part, we've cleared the way up to Maxie, and we are going to fight him. So as a recommendation, do not start off this battle with a physical attacker. You'll see why in a second. And also do not start the battle with a psychic type, because while I could hit the Pokemon, it is a dark type. With Thunderbolt, it's a bad idea because it does have super effectives on me. So here's Maxie's grand plan. I'm just going to describe it and we'll get into why this is a terrible idea later. By amplifying its power with this machine, Mount Chimney's volcanic activity will instantly intensify. Its energy will grow deep inside the crater and who are you? I'd heard Archie bemoaning a child who's been meddling in Team Aqua's affairs. It must be you who... I can't speak today, I give up. But his great plan was to use this meteorite to cause the volcano to explode and send magma to then cool and create more landmass. Problem, this is not anywhere near the ocean. It would not increase the landmass by much, if at all. So, he starts with Mightyena, and this is why I didn't want to start with Ralts Curlia. Terrible idea. So, we're just going to try with Manectric. Also, Marshtomp is a physical attacker at this point, along with Golbat, so we're just going to rely on Manectric to handle this. I think it should be fine as long as we don't miss, and yeah, we are pretty much good. This is actually kind of a hard fight if you are underprepared. Luckily, I have some great special and physical attackers to handle this. I'm just going to switch Curlia, even though Manectric could handle it. Sand attack, though, I don't want to chance it. It's just, I don't want to chance it. But it's not too bad of a fight. At this point, you should have a decent, at least 2 team members, and that means you should have enough to maneuver this fight. Though, if you are using a Grovyle at this point, you kind of get screwed because there's not a lot you can do. Because at this point, you don't have that many special attacks anyway. Also, what really sucks is I just have to rely on Water Gun, which is gonna... I don't know if it might kill her or not, considering the fact of Marshtomp's less than stellar special attack. And yeah, it lived. I was hoping the quad weakness would carry me to victory here, but overall, it did not. And Super Potion, I don't think that'll heal you full. Yep, you're dead. Great job, Maxie. Real calculative. Not even a word, I don't think. How the... Nice damage roll. Okay, now this should kill you. That's a nice damage roll. Oh, and then you give me a critical? What's the point? Anyway, Maxie's been defeated, and like most evil villains in a children's battle, or children's ideal world, he's like, I will back off this time. Blah, blah, blah. Even without the meteorite, if we obtain the orb, apparently he still has plans. And, of course, Archie's like kind of confused why we thwarted his plans as well as Magma's. And so he's like, what are you doing? And he's like, whatever, I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. Basically, what he doesn't understand is that we don't care about either team because they're both dumb. Anyway, this is kind of the end of Mount Chimney for right now. Nothing else we can really do except go down in this way. Though, as a recommendation, if you do need to, this person sells lava cookies, which is actually a decent idea. I'm not going to pay for it, but if you really want to, you can, of course, get them. And we have the Jagged Path, which there are some Pokemon I do want to talk about here. But as of right now, I don't really want to. So I'm just going to leave that out. I do have a conversation, well, a couple that I want to finish. One is, of course, what it took to collect all the Pokemon in Generation 3, which I'll finish right now while I'm battling all these trainers. So in Generation 3, I've already explained through in the last part what is required to, of course, achieve complete Pokedex entries. Took 2 events, took a lot of trading, and that's where I want to focus on. How long it would take to to achieve all of this with trading. Because you have to remember, trading isn't such thing as, okay, here's a giant list, move over to this cartridge. No. If you want to do it legit, you're screwed. This took forever. I'm going to say this right now. You have not learned how long the trading animation is, how long setting it up is. And you have to remember, this isn't wireless. Unless you were using those stupid infrared adapters, which were terrible ideas in the first place. I traded it a Pokemon box, but that was me. And, what are you doing here, dude? What business is it? Oh, he's just gonna battle us. Cool. I guess we have a little bit of Team Magma left. But anyway, back to what I was saying. It took forever to get every Pokemon. You were there for so long. And let me tell you, my Emerald copy, that I don't want to look at it. That's basically complete, besides the Mew that's cheated in. I'm going to say that right now. I did cheat it. So, it's just, it took so long. It was better to watch paint freaking dry. Would have been faster, and it also would have been just way better use of my time. It really is that long of just an overall process. It took forever. I'm not trying to just try and get rid of your dreams of getting all the Pokemon in a Generation 3 copy, which at this point you're kind of stuck. So I'm not going to say anything, but whatever. As a recommendation, if you're looking to collect all the Pokemon, Generation 4 is probably the easiest. Though there's a few event Pokemon, 3, I believe, off the top of my head, that you can't really get that easily. Though, the event Pokemon, there's plenty of cartridges going around with legit copies of them. I don't know why I still have Marshtomp in the lead, by the way. I do want to talk about Jagged Pass real quick, besides the Pokemon found here. There's little rock spots, you kind of saw them. They're kind of, it looks like almost like a path at that point. Basically what those are, if you have the Acrobike, you can bunny hop, which I haven't really described yet, up them. And so you can kind of create shortcuts and get back the way you were, except it's, to be honest, I'd rather have the Mach Bike. The Mach Bike's just way more useful for traveling. And if I really need to, I will go and pick up the Acrobike when I need it. It's not that big of a deal. But let's go back to Team Magma's plan here. So, Mount Chimney, their plan was to use the meteorite to create a subtle use of energy. They don't really explain how they did it, but using a device with the meteorite, they were going to use a certain amount of energy to make the volcano erupt. Now, on an island, this might expand landmass. It depends on what island, depends how small the island is in comparison to a volcano, depends on what type of volcano it is, which I'm guessing they just used a basic volcano for this. They didn't go into, is it a cinder or a shield or all that. They didn't go and care. I'm just going to guess that's what they did. But they could have actually thought about it, but I doubt it. This is Game Freak. They're making magical creatures that 10-year-olds can use. I don't think they care about what volcano they used in a dastardly plot for the main protagonist to face. But when it comes to... Why do you have a Magnemite? But when it comes to but when it comes to what would happen if Mount Chimney did erupt, well, I'm actually going to show you right after this where Mount Chimney lies on the map. And you tell me if any of the lava or magma or whatever you want to call it, ash, would actually expand the landmass based on where it's located. I just want to know. Because if you think so, then that's fine. But I'll explain why it does not expand the landmass. Here, I'll show you real quick. We have the Pokénav. That's condition. Why do I immediately go down every time? Okay, right here. Route 1. We have Lavaridge right here. We can see Mount Chimney is right here. So you look at it, okay, it looks more like... I would argue that's more of a shield shape. But look how much landmass is from the water. There's no water around here. So, unless you're hoping to kill 2 towns, Lavaridge and Fall Arbor, because they're close enough, I believe. Also, it would ruin the ecosystem of many Pokemon. I don't understand why you would erupt a volcano or forcibly make an eruption happen to expand the landmass. It doesn't make any sense. And I understand this is one of those things of, okay, this is video games, let it happen. But this is one of those things where it's kind of like the game designers didn't even think it's really that bad. It's a good place for training? Not really. But overall, you have to think about it this way. If Mount Chimney was, say, let's move it. Let's move it down south and closer to the beach. Or maybe even put it on its own island. We will get surf eventually. We could have explored it that way, similar to Mount Ember in Fire and Leaf Green. Why not move it there and have it make way more sense as a plot point? Because right now, all I'm saying is there was no way that was going to expand the landmass. I don't know how stupid Team Magma is, but their freaking reputation now is a bunch of, I don't even want to say, just like stupid people in a team with no actual goal. That's basically what that does for me, is just make the team even dumber than Team Rocket was. And Team Rocket, besides like a set few things, was pretty dumb. Is that all we can do? I don't think I missed anything. I might have missed an item. We will be coming back. But we are just gonna be on Route 112, which you remember. Let's just go with Curlia. I was hoping Curlia would be evolved by now. Oh. Yeah, so he's talking about the how long it would take to get back to Lavaridge. But we are finally here. Look at this, Lavaridge. We can finally take on this gym. Though we will not be doing that right now because we have stuff to do. So we have an egg right here. She will give it to you if we had enough room. But no, I don't want it. So this is actually, I'm going to talk about this Pokemon. And the reason I didn't talk about the one on Jagged Pass is because I will have all of the 4th gym to talk about it. So not much of a missed opportunity there. But when it comes to the Pokemon in that egg, it is going to be why not. I'm going to just say it right now, mostly because it is kind of useless. There are a bunch of items in here, I believe. Yeah, I see it. That's weird. But when it comes to the Pokemon, why not? It's a pure psychic type, evolves into Wobbuffet. To be honest, Wobbuffet is not useful in-game at all. Don't use it. It's merely for competitive use. I am going to pick it up and we will hatch it, but I'm not going to be happy about it. There's the male Numel. I just realized I only have 7 Pokemon. Kind of depressing when you think about the goal is to catch them all. Oh well. Well, we'll have an 8th one. You have anything to say about this? No, don't really care. Alright, so we're going to collect the Why Not egg, and we'll see it hatch. Do not use Wobbuffet on your team at all. There are way better psychic types, and there's even one in the Jagged Pass I will be talking about next time. Though that will be next time as we take on the 4th gym. And I will actually be picking up some Pokeballs real quick because this is the last stop before a bunch of stuff. Nope, you have no Pokeballs. You are useless to me. Anyway, if you like this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, whatever you prefer. And I hope to see you guys next time as we go to take on the 4th gym. And we might have to go back to the Jagged Pass to go check on some stuff if I forgot anything. I don't think I did. But as always, hope you guys have a nice day. And of course, till then.